So anything that non-white people do, that's the way you look at it, that is of constructive value. I tell people, anytime you're doing anything of constructive value, you're hurting the system of white supremacy, because no person of color is supposed to do or say anything that makes sense. I mean, so anytime any people who have color in their skin do anything that has constructive results, something beneficial that helps people to think constructively or to act constructively rather than non-constructively, you are hurting the system of white supremacy. The white supremacists want the entire world of people of color to always do stupid things. And many people of color, black people in the northwestern hemisphere, under the system of white supremacy, we are taught to worship anything that's stupid. Just go and find something stupid to do and do as much of it as we possibly can do and walk around bragging about it. All right? That's how we have been taught. We're systematically taught to do that. And in a school, I mean, the young male or female who is black in an all-black school is kind of ridiculed, I have heard. Because I have certainly witnessed it, and not as much as in the old days when I was coming up. People were more constructive than I understand that they are now.
Yes.
That in a lot of the schools, you can't learn anything of constructive value because the person who is trying to learn something and do something of constructive value is ridiculed, and by the other students who want to do something that doesn't make sense at all. Now, they didn't get that naturally. That's something that's been taught to them indirectly by the white supremacists. And to answer to the person who asked that question about the rise of people who are of people of color, who are trying to do something more and more of constructive value, learn how to build a locomotive, learn how to plant better crops, learn how to go into the ground and come up with an irrigation system where they can have clean water and whatnot. The white supremacists don't want that. They want control of all of that. Anything of constructive value, they want control of it. Oil, tin, gold, anything that might be used constructively. They want to keep control of that. They don't want non-white people anywhere to have control of anything that makes sense. But anything that's a bunch of garbage, anything that fills a person's mind with garbage, if that person is black, the white supremacists are all for that. I mean, nothing but just open the top of a black person's head and just pour garbage in, this non-stop garbage, and then put the cap on it and have them walking around doing garbage stuff all of their entire existence until the white supremacists come around and beat them over the head and make them do something for the system of white supremacy that makes sense. Now, they will help a black person do something that's going to help the system of white supremacy. But the minute you do that, or not doing that rather, if you're black on this planet, the minute that the white supremacists turn you loose from doing something constructive for them, then they want you to go off and do something that's non-constructive for yourself. And we just see that in little things like, as far back as you can remember. Like I alluded to earlier in this program. You can come on a job, and on that job you're doing something constructive that the white supremacists want you to do. You're building things, you're repairing things, you're cleaning things. And the white supremacists want that. It makes them comfortable. And it makes you comfortable, all right, if you're a person of color. But the minute the white supremacists say, okay, you can go now and do some of the things, that you want to do. But they have us trained that when we leave their presence, we immediately start doing what? Like in the old days, like I said earlier in this program. Get off the job and do what? go right down the street to the whiskey store, buy some whiskey. That's what we used to do in the old days. And get what? Drunk. Yeah, do something stupid. And if you half drunk, go and stab somebody, shoot somebody of color right there in your own neighborhood. And the only time you stop doing it is when the white supremacists said, okay, that's enough of that now. I mean, Saturday and Sunday, we gave you time to do all that stupid stuff. Now, this is Monday, you come back and start doing something constructive for me.
Yes, sir.
Not for you, but for me. But when you're off on your own, make sure that whatever you do when you're around your cousins and your so-called friends and your neighborhood, I mean, you go out and do your gang banging then and all like that. Do a whole bunch of stupid stuff wherever you are.
Yes, sir.
But when you come over on this side of town, where I am, that's the only time in your entire existence that you do something that makes sense. And let's keep it that way.